Hi Sag, thanks for joining me for your February 2017, I can't get over it, 2018 forecast. I am shuffling a new deck that's been eclipsed in, and it's the Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley. I was inspired to purchase this deck from a client. It was designed by Aleister Crowley and the concepts of Aleister Crowley. And Lady Frida Harris did the painting and illustrating. So I'll be shuffling this beautiful deck during the astrological portion of the month. And let's get to it. It's eclipse season. So there is regenerating energy. There's an invigorating energy. But on the 31st of January, we have our full moon lunar eclipse at 11 degrees of Leo. And this starts the February with the theme of some closure in the 9th house of higher education and foreign travel. So you naturally govern the 9th house on the astrological wheel, Sag. So you're very comfortable with this explorative sector, but there is a completion here for you going into February. And you could put an end to a form of study or a long-distance trip or a discovery in the realm of the metaphysical world. You could, to me, this reminds me a little bit of like Indiana Jones, an archaeologist going on an exploration or trying to find the answers to something, to some vision quest that you have. That could be going into the top of February for you. And some of you are finishing up, returning home from trips or finishing up travel plans and finishing a degree, getting your certifications in courses of study. In February, on the 10th, Venus moves into the sign of Pisces, and this is a watery month that's ensconced between the two eclipses in fire and air. So there's not a lot of earth here to ground us. And for you in particular, Sag, you have a connection to your environment this month. You're probably returning home and then wondering why you're living there is what I get. You could be looking around like, why doesn't this look like the place I just got back from? Or how can I reinvent my space? Or literal location, relocation. With Venus in the 4th house of environment and home, foundation, support, the sector that connects you to your mother and the womb and where you feel safest and most comforted. Venus here wants to see you nurturing yourself in that environment. So if you're not happy where you are or feeling very protected, you could find that you are requiring that at this time. Venus is also decorating the home and making things around you more suitable to your needs. So you could be inspired elsewhere and bring that into your dwelling. On the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate that, we have our new moon partial eclipse at 27 degrees of Aquarius. So this is the 3rd house of communications for you. You might be a little tongue-tied around eclipse season, and you might feel that you need to choose your words wisely. And watch what you say and who you're saying it to. It's not really the tone here as much as it is who you're expressing yourself to. There is a reset button in the 3rd house of short distance travel, transportation, communication, writing, study, journalism, and relationship with siblings. You might want to start fresh if you've had qualms or grievances with past sibling energy. This eclipse could see you want to start fresh and clear the slate there. On the 17th, I just want to go back and say that some of you are eclipsing out the vehicle at this time, and maybe unexpectedly. New modes of transportation are welcome at this time. So maybe you're rerouting yourself. Maybe you're getting a new car. Maybe the car was eclipsed out of the situation at the beginning of the month, and now you are replenishing that by the 15th. On the 17th, Mercury moves into Pisces, so conjunct Venus and Neptune. The planet of communication in the 4th house of home and environment and mom. So some of you Sagittarians have your mother with you, or you will be speaking a lot to her if you're lucky enough to still have your mom present. Mercury is also helping to tend to details in the 4th house. So if there are loose ends in your living arrangements, Mercury direct is a good time to finalize leases and get your contracts in order, or mortgages in that respect. Going over documents that need a strong pair of analytical eyes is appropriate at that time. The very next day, on the 18th, the sun joins the watery realm of Pisces. And it is a nebulous time. It's people not driving the best. People could be eclipsed out of the subconscious mind. So please tread lightly around this month, because, you know, it's not the time to take huge risks with the body. So I was saying in another forecast, it's not the best time to take skydiving lessons. If you're going to try to do something very adventurous like you are, postpone that. Not in between two eclipses. It's just not the safest kind of energy for leaving things up to chance, or you don't want to take too many risks with the physical self in eclipse time. It's a time for decompression and maybe even retreating, relaxing. Jupiter is in Scorpio and will trine all of this Piscean planetary placement. So this adds to an expansive energy in the water sectors. Any planets you have in Pisces natally will also be influenced here as well. Let's get to your cards, Sagittarius, for eclipse season. I'm excited to see what comes up for you. If you'd like to read with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. You can select your desired reading length via the PayPal button, and I'll get back with you in a day or two to set that up. Before drawing the cards, I am paying homage to Aleister Crowley, who created this deck, amongst many other concepts. And I found his quote to be beautifully expressed. So once every blue moon, literally, I like to give my respects to people I have learned from, whether they're artists, tarot readers, or creators, illustrators. I would like to take a moment to say this quote: "The tarot is a pictorial representation of the forces of nature, as conceived by the ancients according to a conventional symbolism. At first sight, one would suppose this arrangement to be arbitrary, but it is not. It is necessitated by the structure of the universe, and in particular of the solar system, as symbolized by the Holy Kabbalah." And I just thought that just summed it right up beautifully. So use of that what you will. Let's get to your cards. Again, I'm using the Thoth deck. The first card. Ooh, 9 of Cups. Happiness. Goal completion. Wish fulfillment. What a beautiful card to start the reading. So, you've got goals ahead of you, and the 9th house is where you're originally eclipsed going into February. So you've got a very positive first card. Let's see what else you have. Ooh, I'm getting used to this deck, and bear with me because it keeps me on my toes using a new deck every month. 2 of Wands. It says Dominion. Mars is up at the top here. This is the twin flame. This is passion and connection. Soulmates, twin flames. So if your goal was to meet someone, I think Sagittarius is already there, or connecting with someone in February. Three of Wands, Virtue. This is a card of replenishment and reinforcements, travel, and you have both your 3rd and your 9th house eclipsed this month. Well, the tail end of January and then February 15th. So taking a trip, returning from that land that I told you might want to be inspired by this location. Maybe you went on a trip with a lover and you want to relive that into your everyday life, and you're redecorating and rearranging your life accordingly. One time in my life, in 2011, I bought a vacation home, or rented it for the week, for my mother and my stepfather who were visiting in California, and we were here in Palm Springs before I lived here. And I was so inspired by the decorations in the decorum of the home, and even the utensils and supplies or equipment, that I ended up buying the blender that they had in the kitchen, the pot holders of this home. And I was, bringing what I saw in someone else's life into my own life. And now I'm living here in that town. I kept it in my vision. But that's what I mean. Like, you have these experiences and then you bring them into your everyday living. And the next card, Lust. What card is this? Oh, Strength, really, because I had to look at the Roman numeral 11. That's the major arcana card of Strength. Wow, this is a beautiful tarot spread. And you've got all this fire. It starts with the 9 of Cups, but then you've got 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and then the card of Leo. Fire, lust, attraction, inspiration, fiery Mars energy. You have another card, taking action. What is this? Adjustment. Oh, Justice. See how trippy these are? He doesn't call them the same things. You really have to know your cards, but I know the Roman numerals, number 8, and I see the scales in the artistry. So balance. So you have Leo and Libra in the major arcana, the cards that represent those zodiac signs. So maybe some Sagittarians are connecting with people of those astrological signs, but taking the personification out of this, balance is required this month in order to keep that Strength card high and active. So travel, inspiration, romance, connection, goal attainment, wish fulfillment. Wow, Sag. This is an exciting eclipse season for you. Your inner awareness is expanding so much due to Jupiter in your 12th house. You know what it is you want now. And I feel like when you hold something in that knowledge or awareness, it's got a real strong chance of manifesting. That's the key. So keep your goal. You start with the goal card. Keep your goals accurate and keep your vision positive and forward moving. Don't look back and enjoy the ride is what I want to say. I feel like you have one of the more positive spreads for eclipse season. So kudos on that. And to end with Justice, if you are having legal battles or in a legal situation, if there's a tug of war, you have Strength and Justice upright on your side. Remain strong in the face of argument, and don't worry what others think of you is the message. So some of you might be feeling a little intimidated. Maybe you're being called on the stand, or maybe you're just a witness to something. Don't be intimidated. Be honest and be forthcoming, because Justice respects that energy, and what is right will occur, and what is just will occur. And you'll be stronger and dominating in that situation if you speak from your heart. It doesn't have to be just legal situations. This could apply to divorce as well. Any legal situation. It also could be apply to in business and some schooling or forms of study and education. I hope this was helpful for you, Sag. I'm wishing you a beautiful February. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.